The Motley Patriot here. If someone would have told me 20 years ago, man, Paul, you ought to think about one of those wood pellet stoves. They're great. They're convenient. I'd be like, what kind of fire do you get out of wood turned into cat litter or something? Or rabbit. It looks like rabbit food. Well, I became a believer. And I've got what's called a Pellet Pro. This is one of their bigger units. I actually got it at Tractor Supply. And I want to show you how simple it is to start a fire. Okay? I've got a bag of 40-pound pellets here. There's a big hopper in the top. I take my little razor blade and cut it open like Jack the Ripper. I'm sure YouTube will love that word on the translation. I dump a bag in, and this unit will actually hold, I believe, 3 bags. And wait till you see what happens. This is insane. I think I already had about a half a bag in there. But anyway, that's it. And you don't want these to get wet. Don't leave them outside where the humidity is high. It becomes a problem. The drier they are, the more efficient they burn, like wood. Imagine that. So this is it, okay? Shut the door. Okay, it's plugged in. What I am going to do, I'll show you. So, you know the whole thing about cleaning out ashes? This is like almost a month's worth of ash out of this thing. It's insane. So, I'm going to pop open the door. I'm going to show you real quick how this works. Now, I do need to vacuum that up, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll get that on another video. But I must tell you, there is a little box in this thing. Right here, the combustion chamber. See that? There it is. Now, what I do is pull the little door off, give it a tap. And I let this thing burn probably for all of 3 days. You're supposed to clean them out every day. And I think I let this thing burn for 3 days. But I'm going to tell you right now, follow the manufacturer's instructions. I make no representation, blah, 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 blah. Do not buy a stove. Do not light anything on fire. Don't do anything. Crawl in a hole. That's my advice to you. All right, there's the disclaimer out of the way. Anyway, I do think I may, so I got this secondhand. I think I probably could refreshen this gasket a little bit, but we'll leave that alone. So, another day, another maintenance item. But this stove's amazing, and I'll tell you why it's amazing. Okay, this is all I have to do. I'm going to grab, I don't know if this is the instruction, but instead of sitting around, half a, what is a cup? Cup and a half. So I put about a cup, 2/3 of a cup of pellets in there, rabbit feed. And I close this little door right here. We're starting from 0. I turn the knob on, and we'll just sit here and wait in real time. Oh, 1,000. Well, you can see the counter on the YouTube channel. So there's a fan. Now, in that little basket I showed you, there's a tube back there. And that tube has something like a little heating element in it, kind of like what you'd see on your stove, electric stove. And there's a fan that blows air through that. So basically, it blows superheated air into those little tiny holes. And it's basically like a blast furnace for wood chips. And as I say, you know, follow the maintenance and all on them, but splitting wood and getting into all that, and I've still got a wood stove. Sometimes the wife comes home from a long week, and, you know, we have a very old house, and so, you know, let's be honest, very, very old house, a very historic house. See all my federal bullseye mirrors up there? You can see I'm dialing into the federal stuff. But we love our old house, and we love the mood. We love the, we like the fact that the ghosts keep us entertained. Not supposed to talk about them, and it makes them angry. Anyway, just kidding. But right now, hear that fan kicking. See, I said something about the ghost, and now all of a sudden, bags falling, people are making noise. My bad. Anyway, this is the old cabin part of the house, and in fact, the argument goes, a lot of people said, oh no, the old house burnt down in 1960. And they said, oh well, James T. Clark, he had moved into the house. And they're like, but his house burnt down. Well, what they didn't know, which was on the records, was that he moved from his old house, the old cabin, to another house down the road. So it'll be interesting to find out. But here we are, we're waiting, and it's making its noise. So this is real time. But anyway, while we're waiting for that stove to light, now again, maybe you think, wow, I didn't start right away. Well, they are wood pellets, and it does take a moment for them to sort of generate that hot region in the bottom of those pellets. Now you'll hear it. Oh, sole mio. I should probably get a book and read some things. I have plenty of books. Oh, look at this. Here's a good book. Oh, look. New Americans, Saving the Second Amendment. Somebody said me. Oh, no. It's a book on guns. Where the heck did that come from? Interesting. Why would I have a book on guns from February 2020? Who knows? It does talk about saving the Second Amendment. Well, maybe we can read a nice article out of this. Let's see. Richmond all around the Capitol grounds. A jubilant, peaceful crowd chanted patriotic slogans, including a recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance, and carried flags, banners, and posters. Despite the reason behind the event, the Democrat-led state assembly's slate of anti-gun laws aimed at disarming residents of the Old Dominion. The feeling of the rally was one of optimism. Men and women, black and white, Asian, Hispanic, and more, marched together peacefully to show that Governor Ralph Northam had gone too far. Well, hey, what's old is new. Anyway, may as well keep reading this while the stove. This is kind of fun. There was a heavy police presence. Oh, look, see? Heavy police presence. And then now we have a flame. Look at that. I didn't even get to finish the article. Doggone it. The New American. Hey, saving the Second Amendment. Well, that's got to be fun. And now we have a flame. And so it's like, well, flame, that's all good. If you listen carefully, very soon, we will have a fan. Kind of neat. Wow, serendipity. I never read that magazine. So now we have a flame cooking. That's how fast it went from zero. And I've done nothing but just turn the rotating knob from 0 to about 1 o'clock, 1:30. And that'll kick up a good amount of heat, but you can run it lower. But yeah, we've been real happy with this. Now I have another wood pellet stove that I purchased secondhand from a fella. And interestingly enough, that particular stove, you do have to do a little bit more. You got to set a flue on it. Not quite as automatic. You do have to ignite it. But once it gets going, it pretty much stays going. Very nice. And here we go. Oh, look at that. So this thing should flare up pretty good. But anyway, let's see. Now from a fan to a blowing heat. You'll be able to check the timer on it. And yeah, look at that. So now I'm starting to feel some heat coming out the top. And that's what I'm saying. If I'd have known about this a long time ago, it's almost like just pushing the button on the wall for your heat. It really is just that simple. And that's kind of exciting. Especially when you're getting old and crotchety like the Motley Patriot. My back hurts. Yeah, right. I've been in the woods all day. Miles and miles of walking and chopping and swinging. I recommend everybody learn to get a job in surveying. Good luck, though. There's not that many people that know how to do it anymore. They just send a bunch of children out there with a GPS sensor in one hand and a TikTok account in the other. Hey, everybody. Rod found. Doo-hoo. Oh, that was inappropriate, I know. Anyway, being silly. So, again, I'm going to sit around just so you can know, to be honest, when do I get a fan kick? And we'll know from 0 to heat, full-blown wood-fired heat. It is technically wood-fired heat. Here it comes. It's ramping up. Roger, Houston, we are prepared for liftoff in 30, 29, 28. Oh, there's no Houston around here. Paul, come on now. Mr. Patriot of Mottliness. And yeah, flame's cooking up good. And looking good, looking good. Oreo. Now, mind you, it was quite cold. So that thermocoupler's got to kick in and let that fan out. Now, I'm getting natural convection out of this thing already. Oh, that's actually hot to the touch. That's pretty cool. Well, there you are. I'm still going to wait till we get hot fan, just so you know when liftoff, full-on liftoff has occurred. But we're already, as I said, lit and ignited. And we could read some more about the New Americans saving the Second Amendment. Let's see what that article said. Oh, yeah, here we go. We go to the top of it. Richmond. Scores of thousands descended on the Capitol grounds in Richmond, Virginia, Monday, January 20th. On one of the coldest days of the year, they came to stand up for the right to bear arms. They came from all over Virginia and from across the country. Their message was simple. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. By 7 a.m., a full hour before the event was to begin, there was already a crowd of thousands. They lined the streets of Richmond, and we read that earlier. Kind of neat. Fun. Slippery slope of red flag laws. Yeah, there it is, folks. There it is. That's liftoff. Just to give you an idea, maybe I can put something in front of that makes it flappy. There we go. So you know I'm not lying. There it is. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Motley Patriot, thanks for dialing in. We're almost up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm so thankful that everyone chooses to sort of click in and dial in. I know even my mom watches the Motley Patriot. Of course, she doesn't have a YouTube account, so she watches it on TV. So if any of you folks are watching the Motley Patriot and you're not logged into your account, there's no way for you to like and subscribe. I'm starting to sound like the rest of those people. I feel like one of those old aluminum siding salesmen trying to sell aluminum siding, which is basically trying to sell people to sign on to YouTube. But anyway, I'll take what I get. If you all don't want to sign on, I'm fine with that. Just tell your friends. And anyway, appreciate it. If you want to hear some content, let us know. Have a great weekend, folks. Motley Patriot. See ya.